So for this video, I'll be talking about how to set up damage to the enemy and damage to the player. First thing we're going to do is create a blueprint interface. You'll find this blueprint interface under the blueprint subheading, and you'll see a blueprint interface located here. Now, the purpose of an interface is to define the structure for the functionality you want. Then you define what the functionality is within any object which implements that interface. So I rename mine to iDamageable and we'll open it up. Once you open it up, you get a function that you can't edit or make any changes to. What we can do though is we'll rename it to Effect Health, and the details panel will input a float variable type and rename it Delta. Once you've done that, we've covered what we've done for here so far. Now we'll head into enemy character. What you'll need to do is under class settings, we need to implement under interfaces, implement the iDamageable interface we just created. Once you've done that, you'll be able to get this event effect health from iDamageable. Like you see here, interface event, which we just implemented. We'll need to connect that to calculate health. We'll plug delta into deltas, which we set up. You'll need to bring in your isDead boolean and connect both to a branch. And yes, I know I sound a bit redundant, but I do have additional notes here. But not to worry, I will explain later on. And then from this branch, all you'll need to do is add destroy actor at the end. What we need to do next is head over to the projectile, and we'll need to set one thing for the component. Where's my details panel? Oh, there we go. Apologies. So what we'll need to do for the projectile collision that we set is you'll need to change the collision preset to overlap only pawn, because my projectiles will only affect pawns at this point. Now if you want your projectile to affect various other objects, all you'll need to do is leave it at overlap all dynamic. Now that we covered that, we're going to head over to the event graph. We're going to be jumping back and forth a bit, but not to worry, I'll explain. We're going to start off by using the event actor begin overlap, and we'll check to see if other actor implement an interface. What we need to do is from other actor, drag and drop into does implement interface, and the interface we're looking for is iDamageable. From that point on, we'll connect to a branch. And we'll determine that when this iDamageable is true, that it will affect health. But hold on a sec, that's not all. We'll need to determine if this projectile has a possibility of hurting the character. What we'll need to do is under hero character, under class defaults up above, we'll need to scroll down onto the actor subheading. In tags, you'll need to add an array element and rename this tag to friendly. Once we've renamed it to friendly, we can head back into projectile, and that's when from other actor we'll drag and connect to actor has target. Actor has tag, apologies. From actor has tag, which in this case will be representing our hero character, we'll say if the interface is not, if it's not the character, we'll connect to the branch and say if that's true, that it's not the character that's receiving the projectile, then yes, apply effect health will be applied. But if it's not true, if it's not the player, effect health will be applied. If it is the player, nothing will happen. And so at the end, all you need to do is put destroy actor, and that's what we'll need to do. So next, we'll need to add in the hero character. We'll start by adding in the eye damageable interface, just like we did with the enemy character. So in hero character, under class settings, you see here I implemented the eye damageable interface as well. So here's what we're going to do. We're just going to quickly rehash exactly what we did with the enemy character. We start by the event effect health from eye damageable. We'll connect both the pin and delta to calculate health. We'll need to bring in is dead and connect both the pin and the is dead boolean to a branch. Once you've connected both to a branch, from true, it'll be connected to destroy actor. Cool, now both the enemy and the player can be damaged. We'll now need a way for the enemy to damage the player. So what we'll need to do, back to the enemy character, we'll need to add in a component called box collision, which I renamed to damage volume. Now this damage volume has been scaled and reduced near the enemy pawn's feet, because I don't want this damage volumes, the box collision, to affect with the projectile. Because once it overlaps, down the road there will be problems and everything will spiral out of control. So what we'll need to do, back in the event settings, starting from we'll start with from event actor begin overlap, and so from other actor we'll cast the hero character. And so casting is a way to verify what you're actually talking to in your blueprint graph. In a way, it gives you access to characters' attributes and functionalities. Once we've cast a hero character, we'll promote this as hero character, promote it to a variable. We'll rename that variable to hero, and from that point on, we'll connect and bring in set timer by function name. Now what you'll need to do, like we've done with the other flow variables from a timers at this point, once we set the function name to damage the hero, from time, of course, float divided by float, and as always, we will want to promote this bottom variable, and I'll rename it to attacks per second. Now the enemy has a set value for attacks per second. But wait, it seems I went ahead of myself. Apologies. What we need to do in order to make this damage the hero function name work is we need to implement it first. What we'll need to do is create a custom event called damage the hero. We'll then connect that to affect health. But this affect health is the call function. The event affect health call function. Once you've done that, we'll bring in both the hero variable we just promoted and the damage variable. We'll connect both to affect health, and that will set up our damage the hero function. With a start, there needs to be a finish. What we'll need to do from event actor and overlap, it will do the opposite of actor begin overlap. Excuse me. What we're going to do is we're going to reference the hero first. Then we'll need to bring in an equals from other actor. When we connect both, we'll add in a branch, and when this is true, we'll clear the timer, essentially clearing the attacks per second on the hero, or in other words, stopping this function which we've implemented. So you set up the damage to the player, damage to the hero. You're free to go and test this out. But here's the thing. When you test it out, once the character dies, two things happen. The first thing that happens is the camera will snap up. And not to worry, that's a good thing, because we still need to create respawning, so not to worry. The second thing is, once you've died, and if you go ahead and view around your level while it's still playing, you'll still see the weapon in the level. So what we'll need to do is delete that weapon along with the player as well. Very simple. Back in hero character, right where we implemented the event effect health, near the end, all you'll need to do is bring in weapon, and in order to include yourself, all you need to do is type in self. Oops, my spelling. I need to just get reference to self. Once you have both of these connected to destroy actor, and once you play the level, both will be destroyed at this point, and that'll be all for today. Thanks.